register a win. So Ouschan, Fyan, Kachi, Fisher and Suke in between those two extremes of the two Chris's. And it's Chris Melling who's next up against the man just below him in that table, Albin Ouschan. So we saw Chris Melling putting his cue back in his case. I'm not sure whether he knew he was coming straight back onto play. Either way, he's got it back out of the case. And we're off and running again. Albin Ouschan has had 2 matches. He's also beaten Chris Robinson. That was a 5-2 success. And he went close to making it 2 wins from 2, but was beaten in a hill-hill finish by Eklund Kachi. And there is Chris Melling. Looks like he's enjoying it so far, Carl.
Yeah, and why wouldn't he? 2 wins out of 2 so far. That last match was a good match to watch when you're on the sideline. It had a bit of everything and a real good finish as well. So we're just getting to the important stages of Group 1 now, where a story will start to unfold, won't it, Michael?
There's a story unfolding on the other table there. Ralph Suke was 3-0 down against Kelly Fisher, who's already had a win today over Niels Fyan. Well, Suke has battled back to lead 4-3, but he's just scratched from the break in rack 8. So that one is also heading for a close finish.
So Chris breaks, makes a few balls, and I don't believe you can see the potting angle of this one, so there's a bit of hope for Albin in rack 1.
Chris Melling, a real all-rounder. Been World 8-ball champion a couple of times. He's been a professional snooker player as well. Was once ranked in the top 80 in the world.
Well, he could see the potting angle. Camera angle deceived my eyes then, so this is a good opportunity. I don't know if the purple 5 goes in the pocket. If it doesn't, there is a chance of a combo. He's looking very close, so is he just coming around to see if he can pot it in the other corner? He's overrun it a little bit, if it does go. Whenever a player keeps getting up and down, you know, that tells you it's very tight, but often it does go when you're up and down like that. Yeah, it's just the fact that he's overrun the position, that's the problem. How does he get on the green 6 if it does pot? Yeah, so it went pretty easy, so it was just a case of he overran the position and he's played the cue ball down here where he can just still see the potting angle. Chris has just come round to see if that 7 goes in the side pocket. If it does, he might play this shot and bump into the 8. If not, he's just going to play it with a bit of right and come over down back where he kind of was stood. And this is the kind of start you dream of.
Over on the other table, after losing 4 racks in a row, Kelly Fisher has just won the 8th, so it's 4-all now against Ralph Suke. She's heading for her second hill-hill finish of the day. She won the other one against Niels Fyan. Just asking Viv Rusko, the referee, to empty the pocket a bit. And what a start for Chris Melling, continuing the good vibes of his day so far. He wins the opening rack against Albin Ouschan.
Yeah, on table 2, Kelly Fisher is breaking at Hill Hill. This is a big rack for Kelly. If she can pinch this rack, she'll be on 2 out of 2 wins as well.
Well, we can see it now, actually.
And she's made the wing ball. She's made another ball. And she does have an open shot at the one. But boy, it's not easy.
Well, we'll put her in such a good position if she was to win that rack there, to make it 2 wins out of 2, and then going into her next match against Declan Catchy, which will be straight after this one on the same table. There's so much momentum behind her. As we've said, I think 4 wins pretty much guarantees you a place in the semi-finals. 3 gives you a very good chance. So she'll already have made a lot of progress towards that if she can finish that one off there. We'll let you know how that turns out back here. Albin Ouschan gets us off and running in rack 2.
Yeah, that was also a nice break from Albin, but you can't see the one, but at this level kicking it off the side rail isn't that difficult. Just need to look where that red 3 went. Did it tie up? Yeah, there you see. Kind of where Albin stood. You can see the red 3 and the black 8 ball. And that's his next ball after this one, so this is real problems for Albin. Of course, you can play a push out. So Albin's just going to spend a bit of time thinking about what he would like to do.
Yeah, ordinarily he'd probably use his extension here, but we don't have a shot clock. What we do have is a system where the time's being taken or being monitored, and a match can then end up being put on a clock, which is monitored manually by the referee, but we haven't had that situation yet.
No, I mean, to be fair, you know, 9-ball pools are very quick, entertaining game, and it's very, very rare where you need to spend loads of time thinking of the shots. So he's just swerving around, trying to hit the rail first. It's a little bit thick, but the pocket swallowed the one, and you can see the disgust there from Albin. He was trying to get the cue ball a little bit further down the table, and now he's in a bit of bother. And on table 2, Kelly Fisher has ball in hand, and she's eyeing up a 1-9 combo.
And she's made that 1-9 combo, Carl. So that's it. Kelly Fisher has beaten Ralph Souquet. 5 racks to 4. What a day. She's had Hill finishes against Niels Fyen and Ralph Souquet, 2 of the longest established big names in the game, and she's beaten them both. So what a story developing there for the women's world champion. She even found time to pop in for a bit of commentary in between.
Yeah, that was a big win for Kelly. That puts her on 2 out of 2 with a bit of breathing space. Albin just trying to use the purple 5 ball as a blocker and judged it to perfection.
As acknowledged by Chris Melling with the tap on the table. Well, if he was to win this match, 3 wins out of 3, big odds on to make it from there. He'd really only need 1 more win. He might not need any more wins, because don't forget, one of his wins was 5 racks to 0, so that puts him in a strong position if it was to come to a frames count back, which more likely than not would be the case if he finished on 3 wins. or racks count back.
So he's trying to pop this red 3 in the corner. Oh, that was close, wasn't it? Has he had second prize, or has he left a window? That was so close. There you see, he just catches the bottom jaw of the pocket. Cue ball nearly scratched that at the jaw. Yeah, and he's been unlucky there, really. Just to leave that gap. And Albin's not played his best ever pull shot there.
Yeah, almost seemed to take that one for granted a little bit. So giving himself more work to do here than he would have desired. Great player in team events, Albin Ouschan. Got a really good record in the Mosconi Cup. He's the only Austrian ever to play in that. He was MVP on his debut back in 2016. And a great record in the World Cup with Austria as well. Been at least runner-up in each of the last 3 stagings, winning 2 of them, all in partnership with Mario He. In fact, Austria are the reigning World Cup champions. It obviously wasn't played in 2020 like so many events, but the last staging at the Morningside Arena in Leicester in 2019, comfortable win over the Spain pair of Alcaide and Sanchez Ruiz in the semi-final, and then beat Philippines 11-3 in the final. But with 1 win out of 2, not off to a bad start in the group. And it looks as though he's going to get his first rack on the board in this match.
Yeah, got such a good temperament as Albin. That's what makes him one of the world's best pool players, as he takes rack number 2.
Level at 1-1 then between Albin Ouschan and Chris Melling. And just a word about Kelly Fisher, Carl. The fact that she's now won 2 out of 2, that's going to take a bit of the pressure off her now, isn't it? I mean, she's obviously shown today she's more than capable of competing with players at this level, and also the fact that if she was to lose a match now along the way, it wouldn't be disastrous for her in this group by any means.
No, I 100% agree. And you know, the other thing to look at is if you look at the 2 players she's beat, I'm not saying there's easier matches in the group, but you know, she's beat Niels and she's beat Ralph, so that just proves she can beat anyone in this year's Championship League pool.
One of 3 women in the field, Jasmine Ouschan, Albin's sister, has been around a long time herself. She'll be coming in later in the week, and in between those 2 at the other end of the age scale, Kristina Tkach from Russia, only 22 years of age. We'll be seeing her coming in Group 4 on Thursday.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're watching on and seeing how Kelly's getting on day 1, so that will inspire them 2 as well. So there you see Chris plays the cup break. Makes a ball, but he has no shot on the 1 ball. Tricky little table here where to push out to. Chris is such a great potter of the ball. You know, you often see him push out to a really difficult pot and kind of teases his opponent as if to say, you get down and shoot it, because if you don't, I will. But that's not going to be easy where the one ball is, because whenever it's near the rail, shooting up into the corner does play a little bit of a bigger pocket.
Push out, Paul.
Yeah, he's just going to tie that pink 4 up, because where it was he could pot it. Often you see players try and tie 2 balls up.
Albin Ouschan, been around a long time now, even though he's only 30. He was a winner on the Euro Tour as long ago as 2012, won the Bosnia and Herzegovina Open. A really big breakthrough came a couple of years later. He got to the final of the World Championship. Gave Niels Fine a good contest before losing 13-10. Then had a real breakout year the next year. Won the China Open, got $40,000 for that. And then, of course, world champion in 2016. Jason Shaw in the quarterfinals. Alex Pagulayan in the semis, and then beat Shane Van Bonen in the final. So, fair to say he had a tough run to that title. He's already been a tournament winner since play resumed late last year. He's closing in fast and already reaching $500,000 in career prize money. Still, as I say, at a relatively early age for a pool player.
Yeah, I think he kind of played the bank there, but he was sort of hoping the one ball at the top rail fuller, and then you see it just caught the jaw, and he was trying to get the cue ball, the one ball round down the bottom of the table, but just didn't feel like it was quite on. I think that's why he was taking a little bit of time on the shot as well. Yeah, Melling plays a good shot there, leaves a nice angle so he can stun over into the pink 4 and the 5, and needs to hit low on the 4 though because of where that red 3 is. So he wants the cue ball to come away, but I think he's alright there, yeah. He's got a gap.
Always that difficulty though when you're coming in and out of the jaws like this. Never entirely sure what the cue ball's going to do, and he has got a bit of distance to travel with it. Ah, but that's fine.
Well, you say
or
that.
is it? Yeah.
I think the 9, I think, just misjudged that, trying to spin it a little bit more into the big gap and just lost it.
Yeah, just seemed to keep on running on this very slick cloth.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's won his matches so far, but it has to be said his cue ball's been very, very loose so far.
I spoke to him about that actually after his first match, and he said it's all about trying to get the pace of the table, and he hasn't quite mastered that yet. He knows he's potting well. He does feel as the matches go by he will get to grips with the pace of the table. As you say though, Carl, doesn't seem to have entirely done that yet.
But he does have a knack of pulling out, you know, them big shots when it's needed. You've seen it against Chris there at 4-4 where he was hooked on the 3 and he jumped over and the cue ball nearly went off the table and come down for the bank shot. It is all drama when Chris Melling is at the pool table, that's for sure. That's not going to work, so it's a chance for Albin. Kick shot went wrong there from Chris. On table 2, a Clank Catch is just starting his match against Kelly Fisher. Kelly Fisher is on 2 wins from 2 so far.
That's just a little bit of a tester for Ouschan to get started there, and I think that was reflected in the fact that it did take a little bit longer over it, but really from here it's a very good chance. Albin Ouschan lost the opening rack to Chris Melling. But he swiftly levelled matters up, and now he's in front for the first time. Albin Ouschan leads Chris Melling by 2 racks to 1. Day 1 of the Predator Championship League in Milton Keynes. We'll be back in a moment.
This championship is being played with the new Aramith tournament set. Featuring a unique molecular structure, it guarantees razor-sharp precision and unsurpassed longevity. Unquestionably the best pool balls in the world, this set is available in a TV and a value pack version, as well as in the new My Aramith Ranger of Ball and cue cases. Now you can bring and play with the best ball set everywhere you go. My Aramith, bringing new dimensions to your billiards experience.
Welcome back to the opening day of the Predator Championship League in Milton Keynes. We're watching the match between Albin Ouschan of Austria and England's Chris Melling, who's got 2 wins on the board so far. Albin Ouschan looking to join him on 2 wins, and he's in the lead at the moment by 2 racks to 1, and he's going to have the break in rack 4. Over on the other table, Ekland Kachi has taken the opening rack against Kelly Fisher, who's really been the story so far of this opening day with her hill wins over veteran stars Niels Fine and Ralph Souke. She's in a really good position already, but she'd be really odds on to get through to the group semi-finals if she could get another win here. So back to the main table, and Albin Ouschan to break.
So Albin makes a ball on the break, and he does have a shot at the one, albeit it's very, very thin, and it's full length of the table. Lost the cue ball there on the break too, so he won't be happy with that. Trusting to look a little bit. Keep out of that shot is to make sure you pot the ball, which he did, but he doesn't have position on the 2, but he's got plenty of options for good safeties here. You can see there's a load of balls down left side of the table, and he might even run the cue ball up towards where the 8 ball and the green 6 is, so possibly bring the cue ball back down to where he is. There you see, big wall of balls, pretty much guaranteed to hook your opponent. So can Chris find a kick shot here? Can he jump it? So he's going for the jump shot. I think he might be trying to jump off the top rail. It's like a jump kick shot. No, he's played it straight into it. Sometimes the old camera angle deceives you, doesn't it, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was in the previous match. We saw one shot where there was a question of whether or not the player could get through to the 1 ball off the break. We saw 2 different angles. It looked like 2 completely different shots. They're dealing with a very small playing area as well, of course, which I think adds to that. Such tiny margins. 1-1 now on the other table between Eckland Catchy and Kelly Fisher.
Yeah, Albin can chop this 2 ball across into the top right pocket, but he's kind of stretching over and he's worried about position. There's a couple of ways he could play this. He could play it with a tiny bit of right spin and come kind of down straight line off the bottom rail, or he could play it with a bit of left. A bit of left is a bit more floaty type shot, and you've got to judge the pace well, and I think he has done. Yeah, you've got to be happy with that one, Albin. Nice shot. It's the type of shot where you can't really show any nerves on that. You've got to just trust your cue action and float it in.
Spoke earlier about his Mosconi Cup history. He's actually got one of the best records of any player that the tournament has ever seen. 10 wins out of 13 in doubles and 4 out of 6 in singles. And really, any player who's got a better than 50% win ratio is doing well. He's up about 70%. In fact, I think the only player with a better win record who's played in more than one Mosconi Cup is some chap from Blackpool.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the names that you want on the team sheet, that's for sure. That's Albin, of course, not me.
I don't know. As I say, your record was very good. And Ouschan's actually been in and out of the Mosconi Cup team. Missed out in 2019, but did return for the resounding win in Coventry last December.
Yeah, so he's a little bit fortunate on that positional shot to land the way he did, and nothing silly here, and it looks like he's going to take rack 4. And of course, Albin's not the only Ouschan that's going to be playing this week, Michael.
Yep, Jasmine Ouschan, one of the best known ladies players, will be along. She's only got 1 shot at it in Group 7. I think I may have said earlier actually that Ouschan was MVP on his Mosconi Cup debut. It was actually the second year he played in 2016, but still pretty good on his first appearance the year before that. Won 4 out of 6. And he's going to win 3 in a row here after losing the opening rack to Chris Melling. He's got the most routine of 9 balls to complete the hat-trick. And Albin Ouschan now leads Chris Melling by 3 racks to 1.
Just a quick update on table 2. Seems to be story of the day. Kelly Fisher, ladies world 9-ball champion, is leading Clankachi 2 racks to 1.
Well, in a way, that would be the biggest win of all if she could do that, because, okay, Suke and Fiam, both still very capable players, but they're guys who've been around, maybe gone past their best at this stage, whereas Eklund Kachi is very much a player of the here and now, so if she was to beat him as well, I mean, that's almost topping what she's done already today. We'll be seeing Kelly Fisher on the main table, actually, later on tonight against Chris Melling and Chris Robinson. Back-to-back in the last 2 matches of the round-robin section. The way she's going, she could have her semi-final place already wrapped up before then. Anyway, back here, Albin Ouschan looking to make it 2 wins out of 3. And in a strong position, leading 3-1 as he looks to become the first player to beat Chris Melling, who's been in fine form so far today. Melling needs to make something happen here after losing 3 racks in a row. He's got a chance to do it here because he's got the break in rack 5.
And it looks like, I was just about to say, it looks like a dry break and the last ball falls in.
Yeah, we've not seen many dry breaks today in any of the matches, and none at all so far in this one.
That can go down as a little bit of a commentator's curse. That often happens.
Hasn't really established his rhythm in this match. I was just about to say, speaking of commentator's curse, that he's got a chance to do it here, but he doesn't look happy with that one.
No, I think he's kind of suggesting he didn't have the best of contacts, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. These need to be judged well, though. You can often overscrew these. And it needs to get out of the way of that brown 7, otherwise he's going to be jacking up over it. Yeah, he's got enough distance, though, from where the 7 is in the cue ball, so he can kill the cue ball, I was just about to say. And this is the problem when you're striking down on the cue ball. If you don't quite hit centre of the white, the cue ball's going to swerve.
Well, that could be the key moment in this match, really, because that was a great chance to get back to 3-2, get his second break and run of the contest, instead of which he's now handed Ouschan a wonderful chance to go 4-1.
Yeah, this is kind of the key shot for Albin. And well, I've not really seen that happen much before. He's trying to hit the rail. I'm surprised at that, I won't lie, because that ball is, you know, the shelf on these Rasson tables are really deep, and that's what helps the ball stay up. And if you look there how deep the ball is, it's almost like the shot's not really on. I thought originally he was going to try and just pop the ball and not hit it full and draw back, but just use the rail to pull the cue ball up, and well,
if someone ever asks you to define what a let-off is in this game, just show them that sequence of events there. Melling had messed up, really, with a good chance to break and run to get back to 3-2. He really can't have expected it would be handed straight back to him in those circumstances. And he's made no mistake with his second opportunity. Big moments, those, potentially. And Chris Melling closes to 1 behind. Ouschan still leads, but it's now 3 racks to 2. I think they both look a bit sort of dumbfounded by what happened there. turning into a day of close contests, and I don't think that's any great surprise, Carl. We're talking about players who are all of a very high standard, and of course we've got the alternate break format as well, so it was inevitable we were going to see a lot of matches won by very small margins.
Yeah, you could certainly feel there was going to be a lot of 5-4s and 5-3s, and I'm sure that will continue as the week unfolds.
Rack number 6. Albin Ouschan to break. Leading 3 racks to 2.
So after that strange little shot from Albin to give ball in hand back to Chris, he will break. Yeah, it was a pretty good break, wasn't it? Cue balls around the centre of the table, which means you're going to be able to see all over the table. And he's been blessed with a wonderful split there, it has to be said.
Yeah, you couldn't really ask for any better than this. Over on the other table, it's now 2-all between Eklund Catchy and Kelly Fisher.
Just look at the way these balls have landed for Albin there. It's like 6 stop shots to get on the hill.
I think he goes to sleep at night dreaming about getting breaks like that. If he could bottle that, he'd be a millionaire. Of course, he's halfway there already in terms of his pool earnings.
Yeah, have you ever seen an easier split than that on a pool table? Stop, 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 stop. Easy, right, look at this. This is why, of course, he's not taking any real time.
Couple of balls down off the break, and really it's been plain sailing from there. So Chris Melling had closed to 1 behind, but without doing anything wrong, he suddenly finds himself facing an opponent who is now on the hill and 2 racks ahead. Albin Ouschan leads Chris Melling by 4 racks to 2. We'll have more in a moment.
Assuming there is another break now.
He's going to the bottom cushion, maybe off the 8. Oh, trick shot by Woodward. What a shot by Albin Ouschan.
One thing's guaranteed, that shot will appear on plenty of highlight reels.
Whoa, did he split the wicket? What a beautiful shot that was. What a beautiful execution.
Look at this. Oh my gosh.
Sometimes it's best if you get up to the table and just hit the ball.
It's an absorbing opening day of the 2021 Predator Championship League pool. So many close finishes, so many really good stories developing. And Albin Ouschan on the hill here against Chris Melling. He leads by 4 racks to 2 as Melling starts us off in rack 7. I think that sequence of events that we've just seen there, Carl, underlines how cruel this game can be. Melling had closed into 3-2 after a really eventful 5th rack that he'd had to get stuck into. Then he does absolutely nothing wrong, and a couple of minutes later he's suddenly 2 racks behind again because Ouschan just breaks and runs, and that can happen, and nothing you can do about it at all.
Yeah, that's pool at the end of the day. All those players know that, and that's what makes it ever more exciting, and the drama that you get, because you never know quite what's going to happen, and you're never really out of it.
Yeah, and especially when it's only race to 5, you're never so far behind that the road to the finish line looks impossibly far.
So Chris plays a push, which of course means Albin can play the shot or pass it back. And pass it back he has done. I think Chris has got a pretty good shot on here. Can he just chip off the right hand side? Get the 1 ball over to the left side and use the 8 and the purple 5. Well, it looks like he's kicking at this. Oh, this is adventurous. I suppose if he hits it, he's going to go close. That was a very, very brave shot he took on there. And I think he's been rewarded there. I don't think the yellow one passes that ball. And you see Albin with a little shake of the head.
Yeah, that goes wrong for him, which it very easily could have done, and odds on he doesn't play another shot and he loses 5-2. I think it's a classic case here of if this went, he would have been down to play it by now.
Couple of options here. Is he going to play like a slow drag shot and try and kill the cue ball behind the purple 5? I mean, that's not easy.
Looks like Kelly Fisher is going to regain the lead against Eklund Kachi. She's 3 balls away from doing so at 3-2 on the other table.
Of course, there is no shot clock, so Albin's not under any pressure from the beeping noise that we often hear. This has gone wrong. This has gone really wrong. Tried to draw the cue ball up towards the 8 and I presume try and get the 1 ball over on the same side of the table as well. So this is a chance for Chris. Cue ball's on the rail though, so it's not a gimme. Yeah, and he's missed the pot and He's just having a couple of nice little rolls at the minute, is Chris, when he's just not quite playing the shot right. He's leaving his opponent in all kinds.
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure on that shot because he knew if he missed and left it, that could be the end of the match. So he's had a bit of a result there. Well, this would have been a very different rack now if there was a shot clock. Okay, you can have an extension, but you can only have one. Certainly Albin Ouschan would have used up his earlier.
Needs a bit of luck here, and he's not got it. It was a very difficult shot that he was left with. So Chris gets second chance at this one ball into the same pocket. He's just missed it. This is obviously a little bit more easier because the cue ball is not on the rail.
Kelly Fisher now 3-2 up against Eklund Kachi. I told you she was closing in on winning the fifth rack. She has now won it.
There you see again Chris Melling just loses the cue ball again, tries to draw it over and finds the exact line of that two ball, and it's just jammed up on top of it.
Just to return to the other table, Kelly Fisher has potted the one ball on the break. It looks to me she might be looking at a 2-9 combination. Is that on, Carl? You can see it there.
Yeah, it's all going wrong in this match for Chris. It's just finally caught up with him, and I think Kelly's gone for that combination bank shot type effort, and she's not made it, so it's still 3-2 over on table 2. Albin's got a great opportunity now to win this match. It's all about this first shot, I feel. 6-7 could cause a little bit of problem if he doesn't get on the right angle.
A win here for Albin Ouschan would put him top ahead of Chris Melling on racks 1. They'd both then be on 2 wins out of 3. And this shot now, Carl, might just be Melling's last hope.
Yeah, 6-7 was always going to be kind of the penultimate shot in this rack. If Albin gets this right, you would think it's the end of this match. Needs to avoid the 8 though. Where's the cue ball gone? He's lost it a little bit, hasn't he? He's played it a bit hard. Don't know if it's bounced off a bit stronger than he anticipated, but he does have a shot on this 7. It's still not bad. I don't know if he can reach it though, or will he need the bridge? I think he needs the bridge. Well, he's not signalled for the bridge, so I think he can stretch over and get to this. Again, I think, you know, where Albin stood there, this must look a lot thinner than the view we're seeing. And he's not hit that too good. I mean, yeah, it's okay, it's bouncing off, isn't it? Kind of wanted it to come a little bit closer, but the main thing is pot the ball and find the right line, which he did. So he's backing himself to knock this 8 in, and of course he just needs to control the cue ball.
Well, I think now this really could be Melling's last hope. Yeah, he's not been at his absolute best in this match, Ouschan.